Today has been one of the most miserable days of my life. I got a $200 parking ticket, I've been arguing with my girlfriend all day, I've had no time for myself because I have to drive my brother around everywhere and take care of 8 animals at home because my parents are on vacation, I've been going to classes all day trying to study, I failed a midterm, I spent about 3 hours driving today and there wasn't a single minute during that time where someone wasn't pissing me off, being a stupid driver, going 50 in the left lane when they should be in the right lane. There have been several moments where I was screaming at the top of my lungs in my car, wishing everything would just stop. But that's the problem. Because as long as I think that I can control things, and as long as I want there to be a world where none of this is happening, I'm gonna suffer. And the longer I wait to accept the fact that none of this is in my control, the more I'm gonna suffer. The more times I almost rear-end someone because of how angry I am that they're driving slow in front of me. The more times I almost crash out at my girlfriend and spread negativity to everyone instead of positivity like I normally want to. But then I realized something. A person that died yesterday would have given anything to live the day I live today. Even the shittiest of all days, they would have given anything just to live one more day. And I'm over here complaining and wishing I wasn't alive at some moments because my desire for control caused me to become out of touch with reality. As I said, there is no reality where none of that didn't happen to me today. Even as I try to film this video right now, there are a bunch of mosquitoes biting me. I've been having to itch my legs a bunch of times. I know I'm gonna have to edit this video so many times to cut all the parts where I'm sitting here itching my fucking legs. But there's nothing I can do about it. And then it brings me to a point where I have to ask a question. What's the reason for this? All these uncomfortable, unfortunate, annoying things happening to me today. What's the point? What's the meaning of a day like this if all that's gonna happen are bad things? And the more I think about it, the more I'm able to realize that the meaning is the fact that I'm even able to be alive right now and experience it. Because whether I have an awful day like this or an amazing day where everything goes right, I'm here. And there's a 1 in a trillion chance that that's even happening. And I think the reason for today being such a shitty day is to teach me exactly that. That there is no world where I can teach the person in front of me to drive faster and get the fuck out of my way. There's no way for me to tell the parking dude to get the hell away from my car and to stop giving me tickets. This is the second time this has happened, by the way. That's why it pissed me off so much. At moments I resorted to just smoking a cigarette while I was driving because I felt like I was about to punch somebody. I felt like I was gonna actually lose my mind. I don't think I've even ever been as angry as I was this morning when I got that parking ticket. I had to drive from class back to my house for a 50-minute class, a theater class. Some bullshit elective that I chose. I just had to show up to it. And I get a fucking $200 ticket for parking in some stupid visitor parking. But at this point, I've given up. I've given up trying to find some sort of solution. Because the solution is to stop trying to find one. The solution is to accept that no matter what happens to me, I can't do shit about it. I'm here, taking the blows to the face, and instead of trying to fight back, all I can do is just keep taking them. Because tomorrow they won't come. Maybe one might come, but it won't be 10 of them. And then the next day there might be no blows, and instead I might feel like I'm getting 1,000 hugs from the universe. I can't predict that. I can't choose whether or not it happens, and the more I pretend that I can, the more I'm gonna suffer. Because none of this is in my hands. If an asteroid falls on my head right now, I can't run away to escape it if it has like a 1-mile radius. I'm fucked. I'm dead. The mosquitoes are still fucking itching me, and I'm still just happy that I'm actually able to be out here looking at this beautiful river in front of me. Fucking mosquito, motherfucker! You see? You see? That's not up to me. That's not even up to me. The mosquito flying in my ear, that's God or the universe, whatever you believe in, that is outside of you. And it's happening to teach you something. A while ago, I took shrooms with some of my friends, and we ended up lying down on the beach maybe 3 hours after we took it. And I'd taken shrooms maybe 15 times before this. I was super experienced. But this time, we were sitting for 10 minutes on the beach, just looking at the night sky and the waves crashing, not even talking to each other, just enjoying the moment. I was listening to some Blade, if any of you know Blade, if you're tapped in, if you're part of Drain Gang for real, you know what I'm saying? I was listening to Delete by Blade, one of the most beautiful songs ever. And all of a sudden, I get transported out of reality. I had an ego death now that I realized what happened, but in the moment I felt like I actually have just transitioned to death. I'm in purgatory or something. The life that I once thought was real, the life that I've been living, is actually over. I was fully convinced that I would never see my girlfriend, my family, my loved ones ever again. And I decided that nothing matters. In that moment, if I lied down on the sand, I could just let it all get all over my body without having to worry about it because it doesn't matter anymore. And eventually I was fine. I asked my friends to help me walk back to the motel we were staying at. And everything was okay, but I was genuinely afraid to go to sleep that night because I thought that the same day would just keep looping over and over and over again. And I kept thinking about how little I've done with my life. At the age of 20, I kept thinking about how I would just die as the dude that is a crazy wannabe philosopher making videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Go check them out. They're great videos, by the way, but just trying to become something. And that was the most scared I felt in my life. And the next morning, and the morning after that, and all the mornings leading up to this morning and today, I've been so grateful for my life. I've been so happy that I actually get to breathe this air, and that time is a real thing, and that it goes on, and that it hasn't ended, that I haven't died, that I have a chance to do things, and that even on a day like this, I get to wake up and experience it instead of not being here. Because it could be so much worse. All the things you're going through that you might be suffering with, whatever it might be. It could be the things I described. Maybe your partner cheated on you. Maybe you didn't get the grade you wanted on a test. Maybe your parents are divorcing. Who fucking knows what it is? You still get to live this life. And even though those things are awful, and they're gonna make you sad naturally, you actually get to feel the emotion of sadness. Aren't you grateful for that? Because I know I am. Earlier today I wasn't, but right now, I'm so grateful that I've gotten to suffer all day and be angry and frustrated all day because I felt alive. So really ask yourself, anytime you're suffering, would you rather be sitting here getting bit by these mosquitoes, having your girlfriend cheat on you, going through whatever you're going through, or would you rather be dead forever and never get to experience anything good ever again? Because after the bad comes the good. I know tomorrow I'm gonna have a great day. And if I don't, I'm gonna come here and make another video because that's fucking crazy. But either way, I'm gonna accept it. And I'm gonna try to find a way to love it. I'm a handsome, muscular man. I have a great girlfriend. I have a nice car. I have a family that loves me. I love everything about my life generally. And it's so easy for us to get jaded to these types of things and just think about the negatives. These really are third world problems if you think about it. But as I said, you don't get to control any of the bad things that happen to you or the good things. And you just have to be grateful for them when they come and let them go. Because that's all time is. It's things happening, not continuing to happen, but they happen and they end. It's the same thing with life. It happens and it ends. So in a sense, be grateful for all of it while it's happening. And be in the moment. Because imagine a life where there wasn't one. Because the more you want things to be different, the more you convince yourself they could be. And then you're suffering. Because you're in a delusional state of not accepting what's happening in front of you. And wishing things were different. But the moment you accept what's going on, and that there's nothing you can do about it, and that it probably won't matter in a week, that's where you can find some sort of peace and some sort of actual control, not over the situation, but over the chaos, because you found control over yourself. I'm still gonna have to pay that $200 parking ticket. I'm still gonna have to go home tonight and take care of 8 animals. I still have to go, after filming this video, to go pick up my brother from his orchestra rehearsal and drop him off at home, and then I have 30 minutes to myself until I have to go pick my parents up from the airport because they just came back from vacation, and then I come home and I have to just go to sleep because I don't have time to do anything. And I would love to do shit. I have homework to do. I want to make more videos, but I can't. Same way I can't get rid of these fucking mosquitoes. And as I'm filming this video right now, I'm actually at peace. Because this is the face of someone who's given up. I've genuinely stopped trying to change anything about today. Because even on a good day, think about it, why would you want to change what's happening? You wouldn't, because they're good things that are happening, but the same way for a bad day. You can't change them. And you want to because it hurts, it's unpleasant, it's miserable, but that's the core of human suffering. It's wanting a world where the real world is not happening. So in the end, the only thing that will give you freedom, a release, peace, is being in the present moment and accepting that it is going on, that it's out of your control for the most part, and finding a way to just be okay with it. Of course, you have free will, you can do what you want, you can try to change the approach you take to things, the decisions you make, the actions you engage in, but at the end of the day, that's not gonna stop an asteroid from falling on my head right now. If it does, again, I'm fucking dead. There is nothing I can do. So instead of trying to find a way to get out of your suffering, sit in the things that are causing the suffering and accept them as the present moment. Let them be here. And you won't suffer because you're also here, instead of somewhere else in a world where they're not happening, in a world where you're not suffering. Just exist.